Shall we?
I'm ready.
Hello, Kristen.
Hello, Max.
Welcome back to the CrossFit Kaiserslautern FITCAST.
Thank you.
We want to talk about a topic that scares people, or it's intimidates people. Yes. And we want to get rid of that.
Yes.
And it is basically the question why CrossFit is for you or for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. We are talking a lot about CrossFit.
It's what we do.
Right.
Yes.
And I don't think we've ever taken this angle where we address I need to be fit to do CrossFit, or
I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, or this is something I can never do. This is something this is not for me.
I'm not fit enough to do CrossFit.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
crazy enough to do CrossFit.
Yeah.
I'm not fill in the blank enough to do CrossFit.
Yeah. Which we're biased, but in our minds is wrong.
Yeah.
CrossFit is for everyone.
I think everyone starts out that way, though. I was a CrossFit hater in the beginning as a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And then you learn that it's not true.
Yeah. Fun fact is that we all do CrossFit every day.
Yes.
It's just called different, or you can call it functional movements, whatever.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily know how to do them correctly. And most of us do very little of them, or too little of them. Right?
The movements, yeah.
Yeah. So we want to start with some awareness of what our, like, in the world, or let's say in civilized countries, what the situation is, right?
So currently, human beings have had to undergo coronavirus. But even before that, desk jobs for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Or jobs, maybe not at a desk, but jobs that require you to sit for long periods of time, hunched over, not straight up, not concerned about your body.
Yeah.
Then Corona.
And even if you do move, and if you do pick up things, whatever,
It's not properly.
Nobody shows you how to
Yes.
properly, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just everything else on top of that goes with Corona, or, being a college student studying all day, you go home and Netflix and chill, or play video games.
Go from sitting on a chair to sitting on the couch.
Yes.
At best.
Yes. Whatever you're sitting on.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the world situation we have going on.
Yeah.
It doesn't look healthy.
No.
And it doesn't look like fitness. It doesn't look functional. And it definitely doesn't feel good for most people.
Yeah.
Like,
I would agree.
Might be content in that, but I would say 90% of people would say they could be happier.
It's convenient.
Whether they know what will make them happier or not.
Yeah.
Yes, it's convenient.
It can feel comfortable. It can be, or it can can feel convenient. But what about the aches and pains?
Yeah. Sitting still and not moving actually creates more problems for us. And this is especially important for anyone with like arthritis or things of that nature. It actually helps to move more.
Yeah.
While it might hurt in the moment of doing things, the longevity of pain will start to go away if you stay moving.
Yeah. And that's what we do in CrossFit.
Exactly.
It's not all blood and sweat and tears. It actually starts with very low intensity, with the focus on functional movements.
Yes, we've defined CrossFit before in here on a podcast, and that is the basis of CrossFit, is fitness for longevity, health for longevity. That's why CrossFit was started, period.
And it starts with moving well.
Yes.
First and foremost.
Well, and that's the other thing that CrossFit offers, is a coach. Always. Eyes on you to teach you and then hold you accountable for moving properly, moving well in these functional movements that we were born to do, first of all, and second of all, that help us outside of the gym.
Yeah. In our everyday lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, I got it. Functional movements are good for me. Now I want to get fit before I start doing CrossFit.
Yes. This is super funny to me because it's like saying to a baby who can't crawl yet that they need to learn how to run to be able to run. But they first have to crawl, and then they walk.
Get on their feet.
Yeah. Then they stand. Then they do the squatty uppy downy thing. Kind of walk and no. And then they walk, and then they run. This is the same way with any new sport, including CrossFit. You start where you're at. Starting is where you start. Where you are. And then you progressively build upon that with technique and form and the fundamental movements. You build that foundation, and that's what gets you fitter. You don't start fit and then get fit. That makes no sense.
Yes. I like the running crawling analogy, but I also like the how to learn how to ride a bike analogy. Like, how do you learn how to ride a bike? You get on a bike and do a couple steps, get some
pedals.
Pedals?
We call it pedaling.
Yeah, but when you have your feet on the ground and you just try to get the balance.
That's a German thing, and I love it. I'm all about it. The bikes that the kids use their feet with. In the U.S., we never did that.
You have the four wheels,
the training wheels that come off the side.
Yeah, we used to have those.
So, but also you don't start until you're older with that, because the height of the bicycle. They make tiny ones now, but the tiny kids here in Germany are doing the balance bikes with their feet, and I think it's awesome. I think it teaches
it's just a bike without pedals, and you get the balance going. You learn how to trust some speed and then more balance.
Yeah, and then you lift your feet up. And then you get a bike with pedals and you start pedaling.
And that's how you learn how to ride a bike. And that's how you get into CrossFit, learn how to CrossFit, get fit with CrossFit.
Yes.
Right?
And I think, a lot of gyms have an introduction course, whatever they call it, fundamentals, basics, 101, whatever. A lot of gyms offer that, and just like we do, to teach the fundamentals, because everybody has to start somewhere. Wherever you're at, that's the starting point. And so you either learn these correctly and then apply them, learn how to apply them, and then apply them, or you have a basis of that knowledge already, and then we build and improve upon that. But
through day-to-day coaching.
Yes. And that's also why CrossFit works for the teens and the minis and the kids, because you don't have to have any skills to come into CrossFit. We teach you those skills.
And the kids and the minis, hopefully, they should still have most of them, most of the movement patterns, and by continued education on them, they hopefully never lose them.
Yes.
Right? Just not like we.
Like adults.
Yeah, not like we adults. When I started CrossFit, I wasn't able to squat properly anymore. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You have to reteach your body those things, but that's what your coach is for in a CrossFit gym. We teach you how to do that. We progressively get you to where you want to go.
But we're also not only focused on sports, on training.
No.
We're actually focused on health, longevity, you named it. But health, we there's 5 different areas we focus on, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are those?
Sleep, nutrition, training, mindset, and relationships.
Yeah. You don't necessarily see them on a day-to-day basis at the gym,
Mm-hmm.
but we do a lot of things that you might notice, might not notice. The nutrition challenge, is something you would obviously notice, but there's also the coaches are always there for a question in between whatever, and then there's the big thing, mindset and relationship. Mindset is, I think, is taught like in between, and I
would say during workouts, your
Yes.
mindset can change.
Yeah.
Being able to push through a harder workout can change your mindset in other aspects of life.
Yeah, with a difficult situation, whatever.
With whatever.
And then the relationships, it's just a group training.
Mm-hmm.
Suffering
Together
has a huge impact in building relationships, and this is
doesn't also have to be suffering together.
Yeah.
It can be, I feel like that's an aggressive word for some people.
Yeah.
Not every workout we suffer through, by the way.
True.
But motivating each other,
Yeah.
being there for each other, experiencing the same workout, the same feelings, the same stimulus.
Yeah, and that's ingrained in our DNA.
Yeah.
If we do things together, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
we start trusting other people, we start liking other people, there's a common ground, and we are social animals.
I can't tell you how many people have PCS recently and sent an email saying, thank you for the gym stuff, blah, blah, blah. This is where I met all of my friends here in Germany, my best friends that I'll keep for my whole life. And that's the coolest thing.
That's awesome.
Like, the fitness and the health is super important, but what helps us get there is the community and the relationships we build, because then the people around you are doing the same thing. They're focused on health and fitness. You're focused on health and fitness. And the like-minded group of people is what helps you get where you want to go.
Yeah.
Especially if you're lacking motivation on your own, which a lot of people are, especially during these Corona times.
Yeah.
It's been more difficult, and I think the community comes into more play now, more so than ever.
Yeah, where you haven't seen people for 2 years, basically.
Here in Germany, yes. In the States, it's,
True.
2 months they were locked down.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, so.
To wrap it up, CrossFit is for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We all have to do functional movements on a day-to-day basis.
Again, functional movements like getting up out of a chair or off a couch, picking things up off the ground, putting things up in high shelves. These are those movement patterns we're talking about that get reiterated in the gym.
Yeah, but also when you're coming from a regular gym background, the multi-joint movements versus single joint movements.
Yes.
Yeah, like leg press or leg extension versus a squat.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more functionality in a squat than any leg press, any biceps curl, whatever.
Yes.
And learning how to move well through space helps you inside the gym if you want to kick ass.
And helps you outside.
You mentioned the 101 we were doing that teaches all the fundamental movements. And if you want to try out CrossFit, we have every first Friday of the month, we have our free class Friday.
Yes.
Where the programming, the workout on that day is beginners friendly, because our intention is not to
kill people
and
with the first workout.
Yeah, get you sore muscles for a week. Our intention is longevity and health.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly. And again, that is why it's for everyone, because our focus isn't on doing crazy workouts. Sometimes that happens, but not always. Our focus is health and fitness for everyone of all ages.
Yeah. So if you feel like you want to try it out, maybe not it doesn't sound as intimidating as it did before anymore.
Mm-hmm. And that's not just at our gym. For anyone listening who doesn't go to our gym, go into a CrossFit gym. Ask them questions. At the very least, ask them questions.
Yeah.
See if you like the person you're talking to, and then maybe you made a friend and you have a reason to go back.
Yeah, and if you are already doing CrossFit and you just need some extra, maybe you've been talking to a friend and been trying to get the friend into CrossFit for years, and the friend doesn't listen to you anymore. Maybe this helps, and you're more than welcome to share it. Somebody else talking about the benefits.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You always hear it better from someone you don't know.
True. All right.
Great. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow, listen.
And see you next time.
Tschüss.